All right, hello. We are going to briefly preview and give an overview of an AI tool called Base44. Base44 is a web-based application that you can use to create apps, web-based apps, just with natural language. So you just describe your idea, and then within minutes you have an app made. Let me just share my screen and I'll show you a little bit about how this works. So this might look a little different than if you were just to start, because this is my login. It's already set up and I've got some apps down here I've tested and created, which I'll show you in a bit. But you basically, right in here, you just describe what app that you want to make. So you can say, make a CRM for a sales team, and then hit this and it will just go and make it. I won't do it just now, but that's how you would start it, and then it would create the app. And these apps I've made down here, this one was pretty simple. It took about maybe 90 seconds to make the app, and then I gave it a couple recommendations for tweaks. That's one of the other cool features, is once it makes the app, you can keep talking to it and you can chat with it and you can make adjustments or changes. This little sales tracker was a little more complex. It had different users signing on with their own logins with different permissions. Each one had different permissions. It had some APIs. So a lot more complicated, and it still took, I would say, 3 minutes to make the first one, and then you can edit it and talk to it and make changes with it. It also does all the back-end coding. You don't have to know anything about coding. It does all the compliance stuff. If there's any compliance issues or regulatory issues, it takes care of all of that. You can integrate it with a bunch of other apps. You can make APIs. You can push it out. The one thing that is important to know is the apps that Base44 makes are not, they're web-based, so you need like a URL, so you won't be able to, right, the way it is right now, you wouldn't be able to put it on the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. You would just have a URL, and you can still, though, on your phone, whether Android or Apple, you can create a little icon that just takes you right to it. So it's still useful. This is for people that maybe are solo entrepreneurs, or they want to create an app for whatever reason, but don't want to spend a bunch of money to go crazy with it or have somebody design it. Let me show you just real quick. There used to be a way. Let me just go to this. I want to just to show you some of the pricing. So starters, $16 a month, up to $160 for elite. You do get a good amount of credits to run stuff for free, which is what I'm using. And they kind of reset like every 24 to 48 hours. You can kind of get another one. And so if you're doing heavy editing on an app, it might be worth your time to get one of these. But the one I'm using right now is totally free. This is an example of one of the apps I created, a super simple nighttime gratitude tracker with a couple of questions and a slider scale with some stuff to reflect. And here's an example, just I asked it to change the color scheme to greens, and it thought for about a minute, and it made all the changes and changed all these color schemes to green. So very cool. Then you can hit publish. And once you hit publish, you can get the links and the domains and everything here that you can push out to public. So all in all, very, very cool app, very cool way to get an app made with, and they're really good. The ones I've seen, they're not cheap down. They're pretty good apps, pretty complex apps. So more to come on this. We'll talk about some specifics, how it works, and I'll give you some real examples and some real world applications that I've used it for. Until then, goodbye.